Everyone is a star child, made of stardust and the infinite potential of the universe. This extraordinary fearless something in each of us clamors for freedom from the bonds of fear, conformity, and an ordinary life. Welcome to Dr. Durr's Living in the Sweet Spot, where practical tools and solutions from the intersection of mind-body medicine, science, and spiritual well-being awaken and empower you to live out your infinite potential, to live life in the sweet spot. We are all star children made of stardust. But as such, we still need money, right? To pay for a place to live, food to eat, all those things that we do here on the physical plane. And oftentimes, money is, if not a concern, is a flat out worry for many of us. And for some of us, even like myself, who've actually experienced trauma around money, money is a really difficult thing for us to deal with because of the trauma. And so joining me today is my esteemed and highly renowned guest, Ken Honda. Thank you so much for being with me here today, Ken. I'm so excited about you being here and having this conversation with me.
Thank you, Dr. Durr, for inviting me. It's such a great pleasure to be on your show. Thank you.
Oh, well, you are more than welcome. And again, thank you so much for being here. For those few folks who maybe live in a cave or are playing a whole lot of video games, but they maybe they just haven't quite made it out to actually know who you are and the wonderful, unique gift that you and your message bring to all the rest of us. Let me tell folks a little bit about you, which is Ken Honda is the author of the renowned best-selling book, Happy Money, and then his recently released new novel, True Wealth, which is letters actually from a grandfather to his grandson about what the real meaning of happiness and abundance are. And that was just released last month in May.
Yes, thank you. I'm so excited that finally, I've written so many books in Japanese, but this one will be my second book in English.
So yeah, when you said that, you've written, is it over 50 books?
Yes, original ones, and I have published more than 200 physical books and sold about almost 9 million copies.
Yeah, that is like astonishing, right? So the 9 million books sold, is that of Happy Money?
I think Happy Money is probably sold around a few 100,000 copies. The other ones that I wrote is 17 Things to Do in Your 20s and 30s and 40s. I sold about 2.3 million copies.
Again, I'm
sold a lot of copies.
Yeah, that's like amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It is a huge accomplishment. I'm an author also. My book is Heaven Abounds in You: The Journey to Joy. However, I'm just still trying to get there. So how about if we start with you sharing with us what inspired you to write Happy Money, and how was it that in terms of your own financial journey that then influenced your perspective about money and happiness?
Yeah, thank you for asking. My father was a very successful tax accountant in Kobe, where I come from. And he not only taught me about money, he taught me about the mindset of money. So in the future, he wanted to make sure that myself and also my family would be safe financially because he had a hard time in his childhood. So he started teaching me about money since I was very small. So I was so lucky to have this unique financial education, and I started my business in my early 20s and ended up having 4 years off of my life for my baby girl. Now she's 26, but I was so happy to have 4 years off of my life, just focusing on child raising with my wife.
It's wonderful that you were able to do that. So what
Mhm.
were some of the lessons that your dad taught you?
So for me, he said, you can be a taxi driver, but if you keep running in the same streets over and over 30 years, it's not your building your career because you know all the streets, but sometimes you go faster than the beginner taxi driver. As a result, he get paid less. So there are some occupations with all the experiences, with all the expertise and knowledge that might cause you to get paid less. So you have to do something. So experiences matter, knowledge matters, and as you get more years to come, you get paid more, and eventually, starting your business is a way to happy success. Is what he taught me.
I like your dad. He sounds pretty wise to me.
So I'm not against, taxi drivers or manual laborers, but you can do it for a while. But if you keep doing it, it's hard to raise a family with that income. And he said there are only two problems around money. You are making too little, and you're spending too much. So either you just make more money,
Uh-huh.
or spend less, and otherwise your financial situation is out of control. So you have to have either increase your income or just cut down your expenses, and I think you can do the same thing. And then every month you get paid, you have some money left, and you can invest the difference. That's how you get wealthy.
So how did you come up with the concept of happy money versus unhappy money?
So as I grew up, my father invited his clients to our house on weekends. And
Mhm.
I was the one who, like I was like 8 or 9. I was the one who just bring tea, Japanese green tea, matcha tea, to my clients, to
Mhm.
father's clients. And then I could ask some cute questions, and but instead of saying, "What's the weather like?" I said, "What's your ROE, sir?" I just try to put the jargon, and then like all the adults are like, wow, who's this boy? So I had so much fun surprising my father, adult clients, adult people, by asking all the questions.
Mhm.
And since I was like 8 or 9, I have seen how their business go up and down in a matter of 10 years, 20 years. And since I started to have interest around money and business, it's been almost half a century. So I have seen many people go up and down, and I have experienced going up and down too. And I realized that there are people. It doesn't really matter if they're billionaire or millionaire, but people with their happy attitude and the people with a sad attitude. Even if you have lots of money in the bank account, but they seem very miserable. And there are those who don't have much money, but they're always smiling, they're always laughing, they have a very good life, happy life. So also there are two kinds of money: happy money and unhappy money. When you receive happy money, it gives you such a good feeling, like a little gift from your grandparents, your parents, or happy birthday, little gift money from your friends, like a Starbucks card or
Hmm.
Amazon gift card. Like, wow, my friend, thank you for that. So that is happy money. And when you pay bills, or when you pay for at the restaurant, like, wow, thank you, that was a great meal, and that thank you for the great service, and then you're happily paying the bills. On the other hand, unhappy money makes you feel squeezed. When you receive money, you get upset. I cannot pay all the bills with this kind of money. And also, you feel bad when you have to pay the bills. Electricity is going up, and the food prices, and everything's going up. And then you get upset, and you worried about money. That's what I call unhappy money.
So the thing that I think about, and even for myself, and kind of working to grow deeper in my understanding of is I started off saying that we're all star children made of stardust, and Einstein's theory of general relativity is E equals mc squared, which really what that means is energy and matter are interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, that means money is made of energy also,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
right? So so share your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So, money is pure energy. So it's not good or bad. It's not happy or unhappy. It's us who just determine our energy. If we receive money as a result of making people smile, if you make your clients and customers happy and then you receive money, that energy comes with the money is happy. And when you make money and with lots of stress, you when you come home and you feel like, oh, I'm so frustrated, and then you probably let it out on your kids or in your family members, because you took the money out of stress. So that stressful money has a bad energy that irritates you, irritates your family members, and then bad energy is going around in your house.
Hmm.
So everything is energy, and also it's a choice. Even though you're making the same amount of money, you're spending the same amount of money, you can do it in a happy way or you can do it in a frustrated way. So it's up to us, how to turn neutral energy into happy one or unhappy one.
Yeah, so when you talk about it, obviously the thing I think about too is again like how do you do that? Because again, if you get some unhappy money from somebody, how do you then transmute that into happy money in terms of
Yeah,
that energy?
yeah, that's a good question, Dr. Dur. Because by appreciating the money, like if you're a coach or psychiatrist, you can thank your clients for choosing you because they trusted you to just pay the money to, and they trusted you to open up your heart and just talk about your problems. So you can just say, "Well, thank you for choosing me. Thank you for trusting me." And by that appreciation, you can clean the money. I call it happy money laundry. You can just cleanse it in your heart. And then thank you, thank you, thank you. And then your money is clean.
So I love that because so when you said that, I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. And you also mentioned about there being choice. Energy is. I tell folks, energy is if it's energy in science, it doesn't suddenly become woo woo because it's energy when you're talking about spiritual terms.
Hmm.
So when I think of um, they say, either you're operating from a place of love or you're operating from a place of fear, that the thoughts and feelings we're having are really just expressions of those, again, which those are energies. So, why do you think that we, in terms of human beings, have so much fear? Even because anxiety and worry, those are expressions of fear. Why do we have so much anxiety and fear around money?
I think Dr. Durr, we associate money with our own survival. Like a few hundred years ago, when we were all farmers, we grew our own food so we can eat the food that's on the ground. But since about 200 years ago, we all started moving into the city. In the city where we don't grow food, We
Uh-huh.
need to pay for the house, roof over your head, and you need to buy water, you need to buy food, you need to have clothes. Everything has a price tag. So with money, you can drink, you can eat, and you can survive. So that means like no food, no money, and no life. So when where money goes down, we feel like, oh my God, what if I have no money? I have no money to buy the food, buy the water, buy the electricity, and then I'll be thrown out on the street. So you feel scared because less money means less security. So people associate money with security and freedom. So as more of us are just associating money with survival and security, we feel worried about money. More money, happy. Less money, unhappy. So that's as simple as that. But if as long as you depend on money, you cannot find true security and peace. So that's why I'm, teaching people that you should have friends, not money, because if you have friends that you can count on,
Hmm.
if you have no money, you can go to your friend number one and ask her or him to let you stay for 1 week, and then you do the second friend with the second week, and there are only 52 weeks in a year. So after visiting 50 friends, you can come back to your friend number one and say, "Hi, it's been a year. Can I stay with you for 1 week?" And then keep doing.
So,
So,
wait, but here's the thing about that. Kid, I think you're different because most people I know don't have 50 friends, not friends
well,
that would let them sleep on their couch, okay, for a week
yeah,
at a time. So I think that's one of the differences, right?
yeah. And if you don't have 50 friends, you can have 10 friends who let you stay for 1 month. And then you're okay. So the reason why I'm not afraid of money, or I have no fear or anxiety around money, is that I have many friends. I have more than 10 friends who just let me stay with them. And I do all the chores. I change the light bulbs and clean the floor for them, clean the fridge or the bathroom. And also, I promise I'll be a nice guest, and also they will be generous enough to just give me money or loan me some money so I can just get back on my feet and just start over. So, my point is that if you have friends to make sure that you're safe and secure, that is a better security insurance system than money in the bank account. And I'm treating a lot of young people these days now. So I'm just coaching them for free, and I'm telling them, you guys are my pension plan. So when you become successful, take care of me when I get older. Some of you, I'm not expecting all of you, but at least one of you can help me out.
that's, that's hilarious. And one of the things that I hear you saying, of course, is in terms of fear about money, why it's inherent when you talk about the survival of it.
Hmm.
And what I immediately think of is, of course, you're absolutely correct. And I think, well, where does that come from? And I think for me, where that comes from is the fact that everything in the physical world is temporary,
Hmm.
but energy, of course, which it cannot be created nor destroyed, is just changing forms, i.e., it's transforming, i.e., changing forms, the first law of thermodynamics. Then, if I'm my safety and security is based upon something that is temporary, i.e., has a beginning and an ending, then of course that's going to potentially contribute to my feelings of insecurity and threat, because it's coming and going. It's not going to last forever. So if I the way when you talk we were talking earlier about money being energy, currency flow. If I'm more thinking or kind of realize that it's energy, and so that I have the ability based upon my thinking and feelings to then take action to make that energy move in such a way to bring more money into my experience, or to bring the things or experiences that I need into my experience, then that seems a more reliable, I guess the word I would use, reliable or dependable approach to have my
Mhm.
needs met. So if we could, let's take a break, and then when we come back from the break, let's pick up from there. And I really would like to hear your thoughts about that. Okay.
Okay.
Dear Kay, I've donated all of my fortune. What I've left instead is the opportunity to learn what is most important in life. These 9 letters contain the life lessons that took me 80 years to learn. I'd like you to read them in order, one by one. The time to open the next letter will become apparent to you at the exact time you need it most.
Dr. Balin A. Durr here today with my special guest, Ken Honda, the author of the bestseller Happy Money and his new book, True Wealth. If we look at that on a deeper level and a more oneable science level, that everything is made of energy, also a spiritual level, that everything in the physical has beginning and an end, therefore it's temporary. If I base my safety, security, my happiness on that which is temporary, then it makes sense that I would feel threatened because the money is subject to come and go, as all things are in the physical. So I just wanted you to tell me what your thoughts were about that.
Yeah. So, there is stock and flow of energy of money. So when you have, like say, real estate or literally stocks and the gold, that is like the money energy saved up in a chunk form. And there's another thing like money flow. So, which do you think it's more abundant? Very little stock, but lots of flow, and the people with huge stock but very little flow. So when you look at the lifestyle, the people with a bigger flow, they really enjoy their money. Say, like $10,000 income, $10,000 expenses, zero money at the end of every month. Or the people with like $1 million asset, but $2,000 cash flow and $2,000 out. Which family is having a more abundant life? So the key is the flow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can become a magnet to invite happy money into your life and let the money go. So if you can create the flow, that is abundance right there. So you can become a happy magnet to invite more happy money, more happy clients. So you can keep this circle around and around.
Okay, so tell me what you think about this.
Hmm.
Because there's I've had these conversations with people about law of attraction at different times. But I think what's more accurate is actually what I term the law of reaping and sowing. And what
Hmm.
I mean by that is because as energy beings, what I think and feel, I say it's like being in a TV tower, right? I'm broadcasting that energy out into the universe.
Hmm.
And so people who are on the same station I'm gonna get at the same time, I'm gonna get the same programming. So
Mm-hmm.
that's CBS, or if it's MTV, or if it's public, radio or television, or if it's, ESPN, the sports channel, there you're going to get the same programming. So I think it's in the same way. If I plant an apple seed, I'm going to get apples.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to think of it more that way, is less of what I'm attracting, but more of what I'm planting, and then i.e. sowing, and then for what I'm reaping is consistent with the seeds I planted. If I planted apple seeds, I'm gonna get apples.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so exactly. So that's why you have to pay much attention to your energy. If your energy is happy, glowing energy, then your clients and your friends will be attracted to your energy. And if you have this frustration and anger and lots of unsolved issues, the people exact who matches your energy will come to you. That's how it works. So if you want to attract happy, loving customers, you have to become one. And the way you do it is shoot up a smoke signal. I want these people, I want this crowd to be, attracted to me. So whoever saw the smoke signal come to your place. So that's how I started as an author. I didn't know what to write, how to write, but I said, who want to live a happy, abundant life without sacrificing, without just breaking your integrity. And then I started writing my books, and the first book sold like 50,000 copies, and then 100,000 copies, and then 1 million copies. So as I just expanded my energy, a lot of people were being attracted to me. So it's just a cycle of just putting out your energy in a loving way, and then you receive happy money energy. Let go of the energy, energy comes back. So you're in the cycle of giving the energy and receiving the energy back. So you have to find your own tribe,
Uh-huh.
and also you have to attract your own tribe. Don't try to just attract somebody who's not your type. They don't appreciate you as much as your tribe. Your tribe would say, Dr. Durr, like I've been looking for somebody like you. Thank you so much for being who you are. I know where I belong. So if you just attract those people, enough numbers, and you can make a living. And it doesn't really matter if you're a singer, writer, chef, but coach, whatever the profession, just attract enough happy tribes who really appreciate you, love you, and then you can create your own life. So the key is, what do you want in your life? What kind of tribe do you want to attract?
I think you make a wonderful point, which is sometimes, maybe oftentimes, actually, I think easy to forget. And the reason I say easy to forget, because there's certain people, especially if they're friends or loved ones, we want them to understand, accept, and value us and our gifts and talents. And the difficulty can come in when they don't, because they're in, if they're the people who are closest to us, but they don't. So that time that it takes to build that tribe beyond the people that we know and that we're connected to, it can take quite a long time. And then, so again, how do you feel about, how do I, to make it personal, so then how do I feel about myself and my own gifts and talents, so that I'm okay during whatever time it takes to build that tribe, and the folks around me who may not, value and accept me in the way that I would like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you make a great point about that part of what we have to learn how to do is to be okay with ourselves until that tribe is built. We have to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to value ourselves so that until that tribe is built. So one of the things I wanted to kind of connect to was, again, we were talking about money as energy, and two things. One, there's my own personal experience, which as a young child, I had some severe physical abuse around
Mm,
money, which then made me, to be honest with you, frightened of money. Again, seeing
mm,
money as a threat. And,
mm.
um, I still see the persistence of that to a degree in some of my, some of my behavior where I kind of avoid money sometimes. I like to spend money though.
Yeah.
And obviously, as a physician and the things that I do, uh, make a really good living. But in my own awareness and paying attention to see, I see the persistence of that. And then I also remember this story that Susie Orman, I heard her tell many years ago, which was, she and her family, she was fairly young. I don't remember if she was an adolescent or younger, but they had a family business, and things were, money was really tight, and there was definitely struggle there. And the business caught on fire or something, and her dad, out of the desire to make sure the money wasn't lost by being burnt up in the fire, grabbed the cash register like with his forearms, and so he suffered some significant burns as a result of doing that. But the money was so important to them that he did that. So the thing that I think of is, especially when you have trauma, when you're talking about energy, energy, it moves unless it stagnates. And you already mentioned that about flow, that
Mm-hmm.
it's important for it to flow. So, but trauma, and we've all experienced to some degree. I've heard you talk about that too around money, but trauma can cause that energy to kind of be stuck, kind of going around in this pool, right? The same thing, same is stuck, is stuck, is stuck. So, my question is, how does someone who's been traumatized around money, um, release that energy of money, so that it's no longer stuck going around in that pool, and it can be released and heal those wounds, or those money wounds.
There are so many ways to just approach this. Today I think I can explain in a different way. When say when you just use knife and then you cut yourself accidentally, you think, wow, this is dangerous, right? But when you just find other purposes, wow, this is convenient. So money is like that. It could hurt you, it
Hmm.
could hurt somebody else, and
Hmm.
but it's such a convenient tool. So once you know that, wow, I love this, so I have to be careful with my fingers, and I have to learn how not to cut myself, right?
Awesome.
So once you know that this is a very convenient tool, do you want to are you still afraid of knives? Or I know this could be dangerous, but this is convenient, so I have to be careful, and then just start paying more attention, and then use it well. So if you experience more fun with the money, like 3 times, 4 times, from 5 times, oh, money is not scary. Money is fun. And then in your mind, uh, I think the money belief is rewritten. Instead of saying money is scary, money is violent. Well, money is fun. Money is great. Money is love. So I think you should overwrite the information that is written 30 or 40 years ago. Money can be fun. So I recommend do 5 or 10 good things, fun things with money. You don't have to buy like a big car or something. You can just spend a few dollars on a dollar shop or something. Just enjoy money, give money, share money, and then just simply enjoy money and energy. In my seminar, I ask people to just take out their wallet, and then take a look and feel, oh, money can be fun.
So, again, I think that is, well, of course, you just spot on, right? That when you as you were speaking about money, basically what you're saying again, money is neutral, but it just depends upon how you use it.
Mm-hmm.
There's an example that I when I'm talking about when we're learning where we get everyone gets family patterns that they get, from the family, from the community, etc. And so I said, a hammer is just a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So if you grow up in a family of carpenters, you use a hammer to build. But if you grow up in a family of burglars, you use a hammer to break and enter. So as you were talking about money, I thought of it in the same way. So what ways do you suggest that we go about our identifying our thoughts about money, those fears about money? So, yeah, so let's start with that. How do you go about identifying them?
So, whenever you just come up with like negative feelings, like, oh, I don't like money, I'm afraid of money, then you have to notice it. Okay, is where did I get this? Like it could be information that comes from 45 years ago when you're small, and then you realize that, okay, I think it happened with my daddy, but I know that was bad. But I'm not 5 anymore. I'm not 10 anymore. And then you can change the money beliefs. So you have to be aware of what's going on in your life. And then every time something negative comes up, heal it. First notice it and then heal it in your mind. You don't have to do a big session, but just notice it. Oh, okay. I think I was hurt, but as an adult, I know it's not, no, it's not anybody's fault. Our parents didn't know much about it. They could be there in their 20s and their 30s, and you may be older than your young parents. So, okay, I forgive you, daddy. I forgive you, mommy, because you didn't know. You were just kids too. And then by understanding what's going on in their life and your life, money cannot hurt me anymore. So it's almost like you stumble over a bike, and then you think bike is scary. With a bike you can go far, but it could hurt you too. So just like the same thing with cats and dogs. Some people are
Hmm.
afraid of cats because they scratch them. Cats scratch them when they're 5 or something, and then like that animal is dangerous. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And of course, I've heard, you share your story too about your mom. And so there's different levels of trauma in terms of money. Your mom was chastising you about money. Do I recall that correctly?
yeah,
Yeah. And just remind me, what was that story again?
I don't know which one you're talking about, but I have a lot.
Okay.
I've been scolded. I'm sure all of us have been scolded over money,
Okay.
that we wasted stuff. I think I talk about my mommy. My mom scolded me for wasting bath salt. At the time,
Okay.
bath salt was precious, and then somehow, a box of bath salt was put in a bathroom, so it was like because of the moisture. Oh, it was just like a big box, and then when I tried to pull it, the whole thing just fell out, and then
Oops.
it's like it's all green. And then I thought it's fun, like I was what, 5, 6, and then my mother just screamed in the bathroom like, you spent like 2 week portion of bath salt in one bath. I thought it's
Oh,
fun. I thought she would be happy, but then I was scolded like, I must have done something wrong because I've never seen my mom so upset, and it's like, I don't know, a few dollars, but uh the fact that I wasted the money, I wasted resources, really, just set some kind of emotional fire on her.
yeah. Yeah. So what I heard you saying before was it's important to identify those thoughts and feelings that are uncomfortable or negative for us around
Mhm.
money. And
Right.
then I think what I also heard you saying was basically also is that reframing them. Because if I thought, quote unquote, money harmed me, like in my case, and a friend of mine said this to me a few years ago when I was having the conversation, and I was like, money hurt me. And he's like, no, money didn't hurt you. That person hurt you.
Hmm.
So that's what you're saying about reframing my thoughts about the money. It's not money that's doing it. It's this instead, right? Or it's and then also you were talking about what I would say is obviously is forgiveness, and we can get some more into that into the next segments about what are some of the other specific things that we can do. But one of the things I know that's very difficult for many people is for them to see their parents as people in terms of how did they grow up and what was done to them and what were the tools that our parents had and how they learned to use those tools, which then of course is why they parented us the way that they parented us. Not from a place of saying if they harmed us, it's okay and it's acceptable that they harmed us, but just having the understanding of, oh, if I plant weeds, I'm gonna get weeds. And so this was so can I let go of it because this is the tools that they were given and this is how they learned how to use them, right? I got a hammer, I learned how to break it in it.
Hmm.
so, so um that's kind of what I was hearing you say, kind of in, I guess, in my language. Does that sound
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. So, money can take shapes like chameleon. Money will become whatever you want it to become. So if you want to be a nice, happy energy, it will become that. So my favorite question is, if money was a person, who would it be? Would it be a generous, unhappy, kind, caring person? Or would it be like a scary assassin type of people? So if money becomes a nice, happy, friendly person, you feel money is on your side, and then if you want to go overseas, if you want to do some projects, money as your best friend will support you in whatever the way you need. So if money becomes best friend, you feel so good about life. You can do whatever you want, and money will be there to support you.
I like what you said about if money was a person, who would it be, right?
Hmm.
Would it be a loving, kind, nurturing person? Is it going to be
Hmm.
Freddy Krueger? Is it going to be Freddy Krueger or Chucky or the boogeyman? So instead of it being that, have it be something so that somebody that's loving and kind and nurturing and fun and joyful and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So, some people think it's a wolf man. I thought it's a nice person, but suddenly with the moonlight, it becomes like a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we've seen a nice, kind person gets upset with money. So, I hope people will find a better or different relationship with money, and then hopefully, um, money becomes best friend for you. Sometime along the way in your life, I sincerely wish that you be free from money, emotionally and also financially, sometime in the next 5 to 10 years, because a lot of people suffer from money related stress until you drop. A friend of mine's father who was hospitalized at the age 84, and the first thing he said in the hospital to his son is, "Can I pay the bills?"
Mm.
It's kind of sad if you're over 80. I want everybody to feel peaceful and safe, and just focus on their health issues instead of just, can I pay the bills.
Yeah, because to your point, here in the U.S., medical bills are one of the main reasons that people end up in severe financial difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's a great point that you make. And I tell you what, I want to go ahead and move into, let's talk about, because I know, again, we talk about that difference between scarcity mindset and abundance mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Some other practices that we do, in terms of like gratitude, that I know that you recommend. Let's take a break first, and then we come
Okay.
back and we'll talk about it.
All right.
Heaven Abounds in You takes you on an inward journey of discovery that dramatically transforms your outward experience of life. Discover the power of belief. Utilize it in connection with science to create a vision of meaning and purpose that pulls you forward. Let go of the meager me to discover the magnificent me. Let go of your painful past and live life free from fear, worry, and stagnation. Experience an abundant universe as you powerfully create happiness, relationships, health, and limitless opportunities. When you heal your mind, all things are possible. Dr. Balin A. Durr here with my guest, Ken Honda, the author of the best-selling book, Happy Money, and his newly released book, True Wealth. So before the break, Ken, I was saying, let's talk about what it takes to move from, in terms of scarcity is a mindset, abundance is a mindset, and those things that you do to move from, again, scarcity, which is fear, anxiety about money, and the use of gratitude and the energy of that, and any of the other tools that you recommend using. And let's talk about the energy of those things and why they work.
When it comes down to communication, there are only two things. I think Dr. Gerald Jampolsky, the author of Love is Letting Go of Fear, he said there is only love or fear. If you just choose fear, or if you choose love, your life would be totally different. So, when it comes to money, do you want to choose love? Do you want to choose fear? If you choose fear, the world looks like a cold place, scary place. Nobody's going to help you, and then you be thrown out on the street and you starve to death. That's the consequences of choosing fear. And when you choose love, you see a loving, beautiful world. People will support you no matter what, and then whatever you do will be so highly appreciated. People come to your sessions, your stores, your services. They buy from you. They say, "Wow, this is so great! Thank you for that," and they bring in lots of money. So you have no fear of spending money. You have no resistance and guilt of receiving money.
Mhm.
So please remember, you have a choice of choosing love or fear.
So what is it about the energy of gratitude that um, not only develops a mindset of abundance, but actually, of course, again, we are able to reap what we sow, in terms of that mindset, then of course brings more abundance, into our experiences.
So gratitude opens new doors for you. Once you start appreciating your clients and customers for coming in, they feel the love and appreciation from you. Many years ago, I divided my accounting clients into two groups. One, I gave little gift, like a little tea, books, and nothing more than $10, when I visit them.
Mhm.
And then the second group, I didn't do anything. And after 6 months, from the group one that I brought always some gift and just appreciated them for the business, they gave me so many referrals. They gave me new clients. one of the clients said, well, can you give me $1 on my name cards? So every time that they find somebody, they'll give my card to them.
Mhm.
So I was so surprised by the difference. So the more appreciation you have towards your clients, they refer new clients to you. So you appreciate whatever you appreciate appreciates. So if you appreciate your clients, you have more clients. When you appreciate money, money appreciates. So gratitude really opens doors to new abundance. And whenever you appreciate more, you feel the love for them, you have this appreciation for them, they feel it. And so that comes out as a gratitude from you as energy. And that energy just brings back more abundance to you. So it's not just a spiritual thing, it's a practical thing. Whoever appreciated you, you feel the appreciation back. So it's as simple as that. I think it's in our human psychology.
So as you said that about your customers, your clients, I was like, oh yeah, that's why that works. So again, even in terms of money, because it's energy, it's the same again. Is if you plant apple seeds and you water them and give them sunlight and the food that they need, then they're going to grow and they're going to grow big and you're going to get big blossoms and you're going to get big plants. So is that kind of again the practical way of what you're saying?
Yes. So just send thank you notes. Send your appreciation in any form. So just keep expressing love and care and generosity. The world will respond back to you. So when you smile, the world will smile back at you. When you're upset, the world will be upset with you. So keep smiling and then see what happens. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, you know what? Something you said too. I mean, I love it when as you're talking to me about this, I keep having these ahas going, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Which is um the other thing too is when I give something, especially because I know that I have it to give. So that's the abundance also of it. Because if I don't think I have it, then I won't give it. Right.
Mm.
So if it's whether that's love or appreciation or money, when I give it, especially when it comes from a place of um, I give it freely, the energy of that means that it comes from a source within me, and then that source is an infinite. If that source is an infinite source, then I can give it freely because the source is within me, and so whatever I need, I can draw it from within me as opposed to looking to get it from a person or a place or a job or something. Is the way I like to say it is, my job has never been the source of my money. It's the conduit through which my money flows, but it's not my source. So again, to me, when you give from a place of gratitude, that's giving from an abundant source.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can give it freely. And guess what? In the giving it freely, it returns back to me freely.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. So just find the love that you have about yourself, about the work, about the world, and then make it bigger, make it shine. And then people will notice you, because a lot of people are frustrated or sad. So people with hope, they kind of stand out with light, like Dr. Dur. So people can notice you, people love you, people just are attracted to you. So keep shining. And I think that's the way to spread peace and love and attract abundance.
Well, one, thank you so much for saying that about me. And I also think the same about you. You radiate this the happiness and the joy and the calm and the peace and the everything is good, right? And if it doesn't look good, it will be good. That's and that appreciation and that value that I get from you about life. So thank you for sharing that with me, and thank you for sharing it with my audience. And So I hope again that you will absolutely come back and we can continue to have more conversations like this. I hope you'll do that.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And I'm just sending you lots of happy money energy to you. May you be blessed with so much love and happy money, and enjoy money.
Well, thank you so much for that. And of course, I wish the same. The same for you. Of course, that your abundance does continue to be magnified, and that that are many more who are open and receptive to hearing your wonderful message. Which, how can folks, get in touch with you, connect with you, get copies of your book?
Yeah, so Google Ken Honda. There will be lots of videos, and also you can find all the information on kenhonda.com. And there's lots of free information. You can just find out what kind of money types are you. Are you a gambler, a spender, warrior, money maker, that kind of thing?
Okay, well, awesome. I'm your host, Dr. Balin A. Durr, awakening and empowering you to live out your infinite potential, to live life in the sweet spot. I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us today in the sweet spot. Share, follow, and like us on social media. To learn more, please visit balinadurmd.com, spelled BALINADURRMD.com. Join us next week, and remember, when you heal your mind, all things are possible.